Welcome to the next episode. We're talking about one of my favorite topics, which I probably say in every episode, but how you can heal your emotions with Ayurveda. It is so key and often I think overlooked because we think Ayurveda is diet and lifestyle, and it is, and it's beautiful, but a huge profound part in your healing process is learning how to process your emotions. We're going to dive all into it today, and we're going to talk about how each doshic imbalance can experience unprocessed emotions. So if you're like, I don't know what dosha is out of balance, you can take our free quiz below and the link listed, or you can listen to the past episode talking about doshic imbalances to find which dosha is the most out of balance for you. Okay, so now if you know which dosha is out of balance for you, what does that mean for you emotionally? Through each of the doshas and how they can experience emotional imbalances. Starting with the Kapha dosha. Remember, Kapha is made up of earth and water, and when it's out of balance, it has too much of these qualities that are heavy, that are dense, that make us feel stuck, right? Too much of the earth quality, we literally can't move. So how would that manifest as an emotion? When someone is stuck in their ways and you can't budge them, they're stubborn. They are totally reliable, right, and supportive, but they're stuck in their ways. It may be difficult for them to move forward, to take that next step. Kaphas do not like change, even if that is just changing something as simple as a dinner reservation. They like a plan and they like to stick to it and see it all the way through. Another imbalance that can happen with Kaphas emotionally can be a lot of sadness, a lot of grief. And of course, with all these emotions, no matter what dosha it is, we can all experience them. But a lot of times Kaphas hold on to a lot of their emotions because that feels more comfortable for them, is to hold on to them. It's hard for them to let them go. And that's where that grief quality really comes into them. So difficult to let things go, being a little stubborn, stuck in their ways, and having a lot of sadness and melancholy. A lot of times Kaphas can get into these phases of depression, of feeling really low, feeling really sad. And that's just because they hold on to a lot of these emotions and they are unable to let them go. Okay, now for the Pitta dosha. When Pitta dosha is out of balance, there's too much of the fire element. How does fire element manifest in emotions? Fiery emotions, anger, frustration, rage. Can also mean passion, but passion can also be out of excess sometimes too. Sometimes that could be overly motivated to the point where you're just burning yourself out. So a lot of times Pittas can have a short fuse. They will get angry really quickly and they can be short-tempered. They can also be judgmental, critical. Most of the times Pittas can be really critical of themselves, and that is because that fire element. Burning themselves out, overworking themselves, trying to prove their worth is in their work. This can all manifest as Pitta emotional imbalances. Now for the Vata dosha. Vata dosha imbalances happen from too much air and ether. When there's too much air and ether in our mind and our emotions, that manifests as anxiety, worry, overwhelm. So a lot of times Vatas will kind of be all over the place. They'll feel like everything is chaotic and they don't have any type of focus. They can feel like they are just living their life day in and day out, just trying to scramble, just trying to find their footing and their grounding, and everything is always up in the air and flying from one thing to the next. And any type of fluctuations too, and variations in your day or in your body or in your emotions is going to be Vata imbalance. So sometimes with Vata imbalance, they'll experience extreme anxiety and then extreme depression, and that fluctuation and that change and that variability, even though they're experiencing those Kapha emotions, it's still going to indicate that Vata imbalance is because there's all those fluctuations and those up and downs. So again, you can be experiencing all these emotions. You definitely have at some point in your life. And this isn't to say that you are stuck with that doshic imbalance. There are things that we can do. This just gives us more evidence and understanding more about ourselves and our emotions and how we can process them. So if you are experiencing more of the Kapha emotions right now, think about it. You have too much of that earth and that water, and you're holding on to things, and it's creating more toxicity in your body and in your mind to hold on to these. You need to let go. You need to be able to create space in your day and clear. One of my favorite things for Kapha doshas when they're feeling out of balance emotionally is to either journal or find a friend and speak your truth to them. Let them know how you're feeling. Kaphas are really friendly humans and they love to be in community. So that's really good advice for them, because that really helps them to release their emotions and to talk about them. Doing that on a regular basis is good for any dosha, trust me, but especially for Kaphas when you feel like you're in that slump and need to release those emotions. Now for Pittas. Pittas, when you have too much of that fiery quality to you, you need more of the water element. That water element brings in love and compassion and tenderness to yourself. One of my favorite things to give for Pittas is a gratitude practice. Every morning I do this too, as I relate to a lot of Pitta emotions sometimes. I write 3 things that I am grateful for that day, new things that I'm grateful for, and that really helps to open up my heart chakra to bring in more love and compassion for myself, more gratitude for this life that I have, and get out of that laser focus of go, go, go. I need to get this done and this done. If this is not perfect, then my whole world is crushed. I begin to have a more expanded and more loving perspective of life. And now for our Vata doshas. When you have too much of the air and ether, you feel scattered, you feel anxious, you feel like you are ruled by your schedule. We all have been there before. And a lot of us are probably there right now, as the Vata dosha is often the one that's most out of balance for everyone. What you need is grounding and earth and structure. One of my favorite things for Vatas is to get you on a schedule. So pick a time that you can wake up every morning and feel comfortable doing so, and that is your time that you wake up. And then slowly you'll begin to build out your schedule from there. But that first step is perfect in helping you to feel aligned and structured for your day. All right, everyone, those are my 3 tips for how you can start to balance your emotions based on the doshas. This is a never-ending process of learning how to heal your emotions. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And if you want more support in processing your emotions, we know how important this is. So we do this bi-weekly in our Lightworker Society membership. Every moon, new moon, and the full moon, we do this. We learn how to process our emotions, to transform them, to transmute them, so that we can constantly feel free, liberated, and like our most truthful self. So you can sign up for the Lightworker Society and the link below. In the next episode, we are going to talk about the law of opposites and how we can use this intuitive template and apply it to every aspect of our life. This is literally knowledge for life. You're going to feel amazing after.